Inside were his notebooks from junior year, some drawings he made, his old baseball glove, and at the bottom, this thick manila folder with papers from Riverside Psychiatric Hospital. I sat on that dusty attic floor, reading about how my 17-year-old brother had what they called a psychotic break. The doctors wrote about hallucinations, about him talking to people who weren't there, about him getting violent when they tried to give him medication. My parents had signed papers to have him committed indefinitely. I drove to Riverside that same day. It's this old brick building about 30 minutes from our house. The receptionist looked up Malcolm's name and nodded. Room 247. Still a patient after all these years. Walking down that hallway felt like a movie. The floors were this gross green linoleum that squeaked under my shoes. I could hear random shouting from behind doors, TV shows playing too loud. Room 247 was a common area with a bunch of chairs and a TV. In the corner, this thin guy with graying hair was staring at a chessboard. He looked up when I walked in. It was Malcolm. Older, quieter, but definitely him. Same blue eyes, same scar on his chin from when he fell off his bike when we were kids. I sat down across from him and said his name. He looked confused for a second, then his face just crumpled. He remembered me. We talked for 3 hours. He wasn't violent or scary like I'd imagined, just sad, really, really sad. He told me about the voices that used to be loud but were quieter now with medication. He asked about mom and dad, about school, about everything he'd missed. When I got home, I confronted my parents. They were watching TV in the living room like it was any other Sunday night. I threw the hospital papers on the coffee table. The silence was deafening. Finally, my dad cleared his throat and said they were protecting me, that I was too young to understand, that mental illness was too complicated for a 7-year-old to handle, but I could see the truth in their faces.